Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk Sundays, the podcast where Russian roulette means, I don't know, Google it. I'm so happy to be here, your host with the most, Amanda, and my co-host,
Val.
We're the podcast where we offer a safe space to talk about any topic from all walks of life with people from all walks of life, because
People can't handle real talk no matter what day it is.
And in this episode, we're going to talk about the absolute fuckery that is my sex life. And join us for a new segment we like to call
He Ain't It.
And then, of course, wrapping out this episode with a really awesome couple of artists, actually 2 artists, and a song of the week. So let's dive in.
I just want to preface for people because, you know, this is your life, your life only, okay? And this is a safe place, but you're very risky. So don't judge her. Just know she's risky.
There was actually something I was in the shower thought. I was like, if there's one thing I enjoy about my sexcapades and myself is that I don't judge. I don't judge other people.
You really don't. You're so not judgy.
Thank you so much.
And you know, really, you should write that in your journal. That you should be proud of that.
Put it on my mom things that I'm awesome at.
Yeah,
maybe a grumpy mommy, but I don't judge. You can always call me.
So I just want to preface that these are great stories, so get ready.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I was like, there's a lot of listeners here who, would have that notion that comes up like, oh God, I would never do that. That's cool. This ain't your life, it's mine, and I love it.
Yeah.
But also, there's been conversations in our past where I've talked to friends where like, Jesus Christ, that just sounds like my personal hell. And I'm like, I was thinking the exact same about your life.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Because
everybody has different ways they want to live their life.
Absolutely.
Right? But don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok. What else do we got? You know what we need to get? What, formerly Twitter? Oh, I just spit. Formerly Twitter.
They don't call it Twitter yet. What
is it?
Old lady, it's X.
Kayla's on it all the time. But I'm starting to think, why not?
Yeah, honestly.
Like, we could just post funny stuff.
Elon Musk can eat my ass
Okay.
from
We
the
don't have
back.
to go on it.
But a platform's a platform. A platform's a platform. But
so
yeah, we got
Instagram, TikTok,
our website,
YouTube.
Yeah. And then, of course, www.realtalksundays.com. And of course, if you want to blast our music, we have an entire YouTube channel designated to our season 1 and season 2 playlists, and it's also available on our website. But yes, and I love that preface. And also, I will say, whatever you do, do it safely. Whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, just do it safely. And there's some things in my life too, the best practices. Yeah, sometimes I stray from that, and I got to reflect on that. Like, why was that so risky?
Yeah.
But there's been many a times in my life where I should have died, quite frankly. Like, and I fear for the future because I'm like, that was before internet. That was before the internet. And quite frankly, I'm blessed.
There was a lot of times that I was scared before you had like location. Now you've kind of started, which I think you should have done this before because you're a little less risky now, but you do share where you're going.
Yes.
Before you used to hide it a little bit, I think more. So sharing where you're going is really huge for your friends that are like, oh my gosh, did she get home?
Yeah.
Like, because you'll post videos in real time and you can get into that in your story. But so then all of a sudden we don't hear from you for 5 hours and we're like, wait, is she alive?
Is she having a great time or is she dead? Both. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Russian roulette.
Russian roulette, fool. And I got a type, but I don't got a type. And I think, to kick it off too is the fuckery that is my life. First segment here. We're going to call this segment Satan's Lawn Chair. And that'll make sense here in just a minute. But the best part, I think, about social media. And, again, thank God it wasn't around when I was growing up because there was a lot of risky behavior and I never got basically blackmailed. What do they call that where you blackmail with porn?
Cyber something.
Yeah. Or like when you break up with somebody and they fucking put your shit all over you. Revenge porn.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, there was quite a few opportunities for people to really end, my professional career and a few things with that. There probably still is but good faith, good vibes. And honestly, just, risky behavior. And I used to lie about where I was going, who I was with. I still have pepper shakes of that a little bit, okay? But I'm getting much better. And I blame Snapchat. And I I love Snapchat, okay? And a lot of people have mixed feelings about Snapchat, all right? Mostly because it is a quote unquote young people's app, right? And I get mixed reviews, especially off people off of Hinge who are like, oh, you're on Snap? Ew. And then people are like, here's my handle. And I'm like, okay.
But those are people that are looking to have fun. If someone's looking for a relationship a little bit, they're gonna be like, really? Snapchat deletes as you send. Like, you know, I mean,
why are you on Snapchat?
Yeah.
But I think the best part is I had created over the years a safe group of my friends that are called Panda Fans, because my nickname Manda Panda. And so it is just a group of, I'd say a dozen women or so, 12 to 15
I'd say, yeah, it's about 15 you got on there now, because people have been asking you to add them on.
Yeah, can I come in? And it is a safe group, right? If I don't feel you're safe, you don't come in. And also good friends of mine. And I post.
Well, it should be at 100 then if you have 100 friends.
I have... Non sequitur. I told Val that I have like 100 friends because I'm super rich in friendship, and she was like, bet. And I'm literally putting together, in my journal, my manifestation.
We're going to put it on here. We're going to bring our list of how many friends you have.
Well over half.
And then I'm going to tell you, that's not your friend. That's not your friend. That's an acquaintance. Like, it's going to be great. I can't wait.
Meanwhile, back at the Snapchat ranch, back at Panda Fans, I have a group of about 12 or 15 women that are
your friends.
That are my
That's it.
Real friends. Like, oh fucking geez, okay? I've known a lot of these for a while. And I post whatever I feel I want to post. I post, when I'm having like crazy shroom journeys. I post
mom
shit on there.
Stuff, like
mom
about
shit.
Being a mom. Hey, do you guys feel this way too?
When I'm bawling.
Yeah.
I post, and then my sexcapades, and and the other people post in their group as well, like whatever shit they're going through. But mainly, it's just a fun place for me to be myself on, and encourage my friends to do so too. But every time I go out on a date or I meet somebody, I put their asses on Panda Fans, and no, it is unbeknownst to them. They don't know I'm doing it because I love the authenticity of it. I'm not selling it. I'm not reading. I'm not doing anything. But I did it to the guy I was being interviewed. Well, we talked about the guy who interviewed me for his podcast in this very studio. Put his ass on Panda Fans, blasted him, because if he's unsafe, I'm not going to put him out there in the community with my friends. If he's a great guy, 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm going to send it out there. But yeah, and it's just a way for me to keep everybody accountable, essentially. So we'll start with Satan, and then we'll move to lawn chair.
I want it the other way.
Okay, we'll start with lawn chair. We'll move to Satan.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Panda Fans, right? And that's kind of where we'll start. So my last few months of my life in dating, and let me make this very clear. And I put this straight up on my profile. Like, I am so authentic about how I show up now because I don't have time for it. I'm 34. I have 2 kids. I'm busy. I'm social. And I'm not here to be your wife. I'm not here to be your mom. I'm not here to look for a new daddy for my kids. I got one, thanks. I'm not here for your money. I got my own. Appreciate it. I'm looking for a good time, no strings attached. And I put on there ethical non-monogamy, and I'm very open. But I am entering my unicorn era, very much so. And I like being a unicorn for couples because, one, the amount of...
Oh my God, that's what it's called?
Being a unicorn?
Okay, I'm just learning.
Yes, so being a unicorn.
Yeah. You don't have to go into detail. We're saving that for an episode.
It's essentially just a single female who's looking to play with other couples specifically. I don't have a partner that I want to bring into this. It's just me. I just show up, and it's for other couples. And the best part is they're a unicorn because they're rare. Okay, we're talking like
true
1 to probably 25 couples, like one unicorn 20. So we are a hot commodity. And we are hard to find. But I fucked with a lot of couples before, and it's super great. And I'm entering my unicorn era, and I think this is where I'm going to spend more of my time. And I'm manifesting this one fucking couple, which is like the quintessential fucking swinger couple of the Treasure Valley.
Right.
And I'm going to have them on this podcast after I fuck them. Like, mark my
words. Yeah.
My words,
I
Brett.
believe you.
Oh, okay. Looking forward to that one. Let's manifest that real fast.
Okay.
Okay.
And they can sit on that couch because it hurts.
I'll sit in between them. Anyways, all this to say, I need to stop saying that.
However,
I'm entering my unicorn era, and I appreciate that because one, there's no fucking strings attached. Genuinely, they're in a happy, grounded relationship with themselves. They don't want. I'm not poly. They're not looking to add.
just a pleasurable time.
A pleasurable time, and then fucking I get gone. And if we had a great time, I come back, and if not, I fucking ghost them. Or it's just straight up, you weren't my vibe, and I don't talk to them. And that's the best part. It's very compartmentalized, very transactional, and I fucking love it. But when you're in there, full on, let's go, and it's a great time. And so I'm going to be doing more of that. That's where I'm at mentally, emotionally, and physically. And so I put on there, you know, I really like that. And two, their communication was another thing. I love fucking swingers communication. They over communicate. And quite frankly, this is the only couple, tertiary, this is the only couple that has asked me for an STD, STI screening before. And they want to see the Carfax before. And I was like, oh shit. Oh my God. Because usually when you're out there in singledom, it's fucking the honor system, okay? And I use condoms. Like I have my tubes tied, okay? Don't get me wrong. So yeah, I have a lot of fun. I fuck around because I can. And at the end of the day, you know, usually the people I do know glove with are people I've kind of built a little rapport with. But I'm typically a glove gal. And but the last couple couples I've had, I didn't glove up. And it's kind of this honor system. And then I basically been following this quintessential, you know, couple that they're all over social media. They're very smart. They're educating other people about this type of community. And that was one of the first things they asked is that before I sleep with them, I go get an updated test. And I was like, shit, no problem off my back, right? You know, I can go get that down, literally down the street. And, but then, and, you know, and I got to show them the Carfax. I was like, see, I'm green, I'm good. And that was the first time. And honestly, what a very mature sign of respect. And quite frankly, I didn't know it was a sign of not disrespect, but it gives the ick if you don't have a couple that does ask you for that.
I think it's them promoting what they promote on their social media.
Absolutely.
Like they're like, no, we follow exactly what you're saying.
We put our money where our mouth is,
literally. Oh my God.
But at the end of the day, I was like, this is not like, of course, that actually makes a lot of sense. And now that I think about it, all the people that have, oh my God.
Yeah, probably a good thing. But
and yeah, they're just very mature. They asked me about my boundaries up front. And I was like, dude, good vibes. They're going to take me out to a drink, court me.
Oh, like you're not just showing up to their house.
And I've told you.
Because you've done that before and it's been bad. So.
It's been bad. We all know. Go back and take a listen.
What episode was that? I don't know.
It was the threesome from hell.
Oh, yeah.
That one. Oh, my God. And I've had a couple since then. And some of them were good. But some of them, I'm like, okay. Anyways, flash forward. I've been I'm going to go ahead and table. We'll just table the swinger stuff. I can't wait to have them on. And they want to be on. Me, but also this podcast. So I'm very excited for that. But we'll talk about lawn chair.
Yes.
And this was a nickname that Mel gave him. And I hope I have Mel. Let's manifest Mel being on this podcast too.
She called me yesterday. I got to call her back because maybe that's what she's calling for. No, not really.
Mel will be on this podcast to share her amazing story. But anyways, Mel gave him this nickname and it's just stuck in my head since then. But I call him lawn chair because bitch, I had to unfold it to sit on it. Like, oh my God. This man. Fuck. Hit him on Hinge, okay? We hit it off right, and I was literally like, you ain't real. There's no way this man's real.
You were saying that, yeah.
Fucking 6'4", milk chocolate, like just, oh my God, beautiful teeth. And he's like, no way you're real. And I was like, last time I checked, like, let's do it. And there was a couple times where we kept trying to meet up. Things wouldn't happen, which is so Hinge. He doesn't have a social media, doesn't have a Snapchat, which could honestly be a green flag or a yellow, just depending on. And we were planning a date. I was so fucking jazzed for that date, dude. I was on Pandafans all fucking morning. I was getting ready at like 11. The date was at like 5. And I was like, I worked out. I did a fucking thing. The whole day before, I'm chugging pineapple and water. I'm trying to do all of this shit, right? Fucking long story short, date falls through, which I was like, all right, then.
That should have been the red flag of the century.
Let that be a microcosm.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, bitch, flashback 3 months. Remember when yeah. Anyways, but he covered his bases. That's why I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Because he was like, this never happens but it is peak season for his company, and I won't put him on blast for that. But like, I have to go. One of my managers called out. He sends me a screenshot of the email that's like, yo, I can't fucking be there. Like, please. And it's like the details of the concert that he had to manage. And he was like, I have to go. And he sends me this and he's like, I never do this. And I was like, oh, I appreciate the receipts, because quite frankly, I was like,
You were so pissed because, again, you were taking all of that time to drink water and get ready. And
I looked so good. Anyways, I was like, fucking whatever. Fuck it. Full face, full glam. Okay, I'm like, whatever. Sitting at my grandmama's house. Just, And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go out and eat. It's just whatever. My night kind of filled in from there. Went and hung out with some people and like ate, treated myself. And then lo and behold, while I'm out, I start my period. So I was like, it wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. And that's cool. It was all for what? And then he hits me up at like 10:30ish. He's like, yo, I think this is going to wrap up, on time. Do you want to meet me for a drink at the Mode? And I was like, sure, that actually is not bad. And my friend Christine was like, the Mode? Like, what are, girl, I don't know. Like, okay. And I was like, yeah, fucking whatever. Anyways, 11:30 rolls around. He hadn't hit me up. And I was like, fuck this fool, dude. Like, I'm fucking over it. And he was like, it's a little too late. Like, are you still good? I was like, I'm kind of out and about, but I'm not downtown right now. Like, I'm good. And then he was like, you know what? I really want to meet you. Like, I really want to fucking meet you. Can you?
So convincing.
Yeah. Can you come over to my spot? Let's smoke a J. Like, let's take a walk in a toke, and let's just like chat for a bit. And I was like, I gotta meet this fool, even if it's for a night. Like, sure. And I was like, I'm not sleeping with him. I'm on a period. Whatever. I meet up with him. I get out of my car and I was like, oh, fuck, he fine. Fuck, he fine. Like, Jesus. And my type typically is like 5'8", 5'9".
Short king.
Short king. I love me a short king. We're all the same size laying down. This fool's like 6'3", 6'4". A true.
Someone that could actually move you around specifically.
What a game changer. Yeah. And like, fuck all them short bitches that get them tall trees, because, oh my God, it was a game changer. The way like our bodies work together is so different. You know how hard I got to work to fuck a short guy?
I really don't know how hard it is. Oh my God,
it's so much work. And so that was crazy. But anyways, we walk, and I end up dating this guy for 3 fucking months. Okay. When I say dating, I mean, I'm seeing consecutively, consistently. We are not exclusive. I'm very upfront about that too. And the whole fucking time, I can't read him, dude. I can't read him, which I'm very good at.
Right.
Miscommunication after miscommunication, like just fucking ships in the night, some shit. And then when we're together, I'm like, is this fool even fucking into me? Like, I can't read this guy. We're going for a walk. He's a bit cold, a little. And I'm just like, okay. We go into his house. He got a nice fucking stack. Like, he's set up. And I'm like, okay, he makes his own money, which is also not the guy I'm into. Like, he makes his own money, has a good career.
He's never been to prison?
Never been to prison.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh, boring. Anyways, I go in.
He was boring. Let's be real.
Because he was safe. Like, and that's the thing. I go in and he's got
I wouldn't call him safe.
He was safe. He was a safe man.
But he was a liar. I think he was a liar. I'm allowed to have my own opinion. Just take it. The way you have explained your side of the story, again, there's always another side, but the way you have perceived it, the first thing I think is liar.
Yeah, something didn't smell right for sure.
Because he had all these green flags.
These green flags. I go over to his house. We're in the house. We're fucking smoking. He's got a nice ass pad. I'm like, oh, thank God he is his own man. Thank you, Jesus. And we're chilling. We end up start making out. He's an amazing kisser, which I love. You know me and my kisses. For all of you at home, I not only judge on-screen kisses on scales of 1 to 10, but I myself am a great kisser. And I consider kissing this generation's
How do you know
handshake.
that?
I've been told. I got receipts. And also, give me a kiss.
How many people have told you that? 100?
Easily. You want to know how many friends I have? Just know how many people I've kissed. Okay.
Oh, I did not read the comments.
I have receipts. I'm a great kisser.
I'm just fucking with you.
And
jeez, I got to make it a little entertaining.
I think the judgment I have the most, or the receipts I have the most, are from other women who are like, God damn. And I'm like, I know, hi, like, you're welcome. But he was a great kisser. And I was like, oh shit, The last great kisser I had kids with. Like, oh no, but my tubes tied. We're good. And I'm on my period, so we're good. And straight up, I told him that night, I'm on my period. I'm so sorry. Like a Shark Week. And I literally pulled out a tampon in my back pocket. I was like, I got to use your bathroom Shark Week. And he was like, straight up, don't fucking care. And I was like,
without knowing somebody, like, I mean, again, I'm not judging. I just can't even fathom, like, just met you 5 minutes ago. Let's go fuck with your period, like with your blood.
yeah, we've been
Ugh. I just can't.
with your blood.
I just met you. Let's go.
Yeah, because we'd probably at that time been hanging out,
Yeah.
shooting the shit for like 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Learning a lot about him. Another red flag. Okay, I don't consider fucking me on my period a red flag. I don't. I was like, shit. All right.
When you just meet, I think it is.
Could go
It's
either way on
like
that one.
your blood.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's because we've been told that throughout our lives, periods are gross. That we don't have sex when we're on our
Okay,
periods.
flip it on me like that. That's
Anyways,
fine.
that's the patriarchy talking. Thanks. And so I was like, fucking what now? Like, that's crazy. Okay, I'll save this tampon. So, like, but we're chilling there. And I think another red flag immediately is I was telling on Panda fans, I was like, I give a tour of his house to him. I'm like, this is a nice house. Like, oh my God. Also, he's really hot. Oh my God. But also didn't ask me a goddamn thing about myself.
That's what it was.
Remember that? I was like, I was just, because I've been working on my listening because I talk a fucking lot. And
You were so self-aware today.
thank you so much. It's a lot of work. Not one time was he like, so what do you do? So what do you do?
You got kids?
I dated this fool for 3 fucking months. He didn't know I had a podcast. And a part of me didn't want him to know.
Yeah, because you don't. Oh, yeah. That's weird.
You want to go listen to the girl you're dating getting her back blown out stories by a couple? I don't think so. Like, so
Right.
honestly, there's a risk and reward here in my dating life having this on a frequency, right? So, but I was like, if you don't ask, I'm not going to tell. Lo and behold, he never fucking asked. He didn't ask about shit.
Right.
Red flag. Anyways, we hook up. This fool goes down on me, no less. Here's the thing, like, wow, we had a sesh, bro. We got done too. We were smoking, and he was like that. Oh, wow. I was like, oh no, this is great. Like, he's fantastic. Sleeping with a tall man. Okay. We start then from we're dating. Okay. We're going back and forth. We're dating. We're both very, very casual. I missed a date with him and I was super bummed. Our first miscommunication was the paddle boarding.
Yeah,
he was like,
yeah.
meet me at this park, which there's 2 parks named that. And it was, yeah. So there was like just a lot of those moments where like, I was like, fucking what? And then, you know, we're having these times I can't really read him, but we're still hanging out. The sex is out of this fucking world. And this is only one of the handful of men that have been able to make me climax just going down on me. And that was insane. Every time I showed up at this man's house, except for the first time I showed him, I'm showing up in a full set. I'm talking lingerie, head to toe, full fucking set. That man was privileged, like, and he was even just like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, I know, you're welcome. And I showed up, and every fucking time I was like, God, where is this disconnect? But he was a vibe, dude. And we're just stoners, and we're just chilling, and he's got his own shit together. I feel. And then, yeah, about 2.5 months in, he was like, want to go with me to Yurt?
Yeah, to the Yurt.
You want to go to a Yurt for the weekend?
And this bitch was like, yeah, I'm free.
Of course. I will cancel my fucking plans. I was like, let me just hit my baby daddy. You watch the kids for a weekend? 'Cause I'm about to go out of service for fucking 2. Another miscommunication. Because you know when you check into the hotel and you're like, check-in date the 20th, check-out date the 21st. Okay. And he sent me the dates. We'll just take the 20th and 21st for an example. He was like, do you want to go to the Yurt with me 20 to 21st? And I was like, yeah. So I assumed we were coming back for the 21st. So I was like, a 1-night Yurt excursion? Interesting. Okay, but I'm down. And it's only a 2-hour drive. I'm good. And so I show up with like an overnight bag. Ironically, most of the time I'm hanging out with this guy, I'm on my fucking period. Because
So weird.
we're talking, and he's so busy. And then we link up, it's 3.5 weeks later, and I'm like, shit. And I'm dropping shroom between, so my period's early. So I'm just like, ugh. But I go. And I had been on my period for 6 days. And mine's usually only like 4 or 5 tops. I'm slamming water. I'm like, should I go buy some of that fucking Jello? And like, you know, I'm on Panda fans like, this can't fucking be real, dude. Like, we're going to a Yurt. Like, I need this to be done. And I was like, no ways am I going to go 7 full fucking days. Bitch, this period went 8. And I was like, this is
8
bizarre.
days.
Bizarre. That's never happened to me before.
Must be
Still
the
hasn't happened
shrooms.
since.
I don't know.
And so he picks me, I show up at his house on time. I'm on time for this
Shocking.
full typically because I wanted to show up as my best self.
Well, he had you after this trip, not to skip through, but after this trip, he had you in your feels.
He had me in my feels.
You were
dude.
confused.
I
Confused.
was
Let's go with confused.
I was
Yeah.
starting to set a little expectations
Yeah.
on shit, which I shouldn't have done, but I did. I was starting to catch him, dude. But this yurt excursion had me feeling some type of way. Show up on time. Fool doesn't have the truck loaded. Things are packed but not loaded up. He seems to be scattered. He even mentions, he's like, shit, sorry, I should have had all this done. We had to hit like 2 or 3 stores because of a cooler he needed, ice, all this shit, had to get gas, had to do all this shit. And I was like, oh my God. It reminded me of those camping trips, going like a trip and you're just like, your parents stop everywhere on the way to the happiest place
Yeah.
on earth. And you're like, let's just go. And finally get up there. We have like chill conversation. I'm playing music the whole time. He's like, I fucking love your music. Little does he know. And I'm like, oh, you should check out my podcast. No. And he doesn't know where this yurt is. And ironically, I go through the whole thing. I'm reading the whole thing on the yurt because he sends me the link. I'm reading everything about it. And they're like, it's difficult to get to, especially in the winter. You got to track in, track out. And so we're up there. We looked for this fucking yurt for over 2 hours, dude. Driving around.
I was said, take me home.
Driving around, looking for. We got out of the truck at one point and clocked 2 fucking miles walking. And I was like, bruh. And he, mind you, he is from, I don't think so to blast him, but he's Canadian. He's from Canada. So he's like, I wonder how many meters that is. I was like, what the fuck are you saying to me right now? I was like, I don't know meters, but I'm pretty sure that ain't 10 meters, bro. That was 2 miles. Like,
oh my gosh.
sweating. Mind you, I showed up like the first day of the year. I showed up, okay? I'm packing lingerie and shit, all this shit for one fucking night. And I am sweaty. I'm gross. I was mad. It was muggy. The sun starts to set. I can tell he's getting a little panicky, but he's still cool, calm, collected. And so am I. I'm chill. I'm like, whatever, dude. We'll sleep in the fucking truck. I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, you're pretty easy to deal with.
I fall asleep where I fall. Like, I don't give a fuck. And sun starts to set. By the grace of fucking God, we find it. We found it. We get there, no electricity, no service. Like, we're there, right? We get in there, we're chilled up, we set up. It's good. It's vibes, we're good. We get there. And I tell him I'm on my period. And the whole mood shifts. He was like, dope. Like, cool. And I was like,
He
oh.
didn't have a problem with it the first time.
You
see, that's weird to me. That should have been it.
Huh? And not to mention pretty much all, like most of the time, like, brother, what? But made me feel off about it. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't intention. It wasn't his intention, but fuck, I felt it. Anyway, I'm thinking we're on a one-night excursion. And the whole time we're driving up, I'm like, this guy overpacked. Like, that's so much food and shit for one fucking night. Like, who does he think I am, right? Nah, bitch. We stayed there for 2 nights. And he was even saying like, oh, we'll just find it in the morning. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But instead of me being like,
At any time, did you sit there in the car and be like, is this fool really taking me to a yurt?
yeah. Well, no, and I wasn't. I was excited for that. I love yurts.
No, where like, he's like, oh, we'll just find it tomorrow. Or these things that you didn't know because you didn't know it was more than one night at that time is what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, did it ever cross your mind in the truck or whatever car he had that maybe he's not taking me a fucking yurt? We're just in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't think that shit ever crosses your mind.
Well, it did the next day.
Okay.
Because I was like, hey, I need to go where there's service and I need to tell everybody that we're staying another night and that you didn't murder me.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, dope. Like, no problem. And I was like, Isaac, can you watch the kid another night? Like, I had to move my whole
I know. You
fucking
called me from Snapchat and it freaked me out
Call
so
my
bad.
mom.
Yeah. And it was cutting out and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I was like, Val, please call my mom. I have to stay up here another night.
And that's so funny because you called me because you know I'm going to answer.
Never call my mom.
Yeah.
Because she will never answer.
She won't answer. She didn't answer when I called
Yeah.
her
And I was
for
like,
you.
You gotta call my mom about my kids. You gotta fucking me. I'm not gonna be home till tomorrow. Like, I can't do this. Like, I want to stay here. And I had no clothes. I had lingerie. So what did I wear all fucking day? Lingerie. And I brought 1 tampon. Like, I had the one I was wearing. I had one in my back pocket, and then I had an extra one in there. I was like, all good. Because it was light. I was a light day. I had 1 fucking tampon. And guess what color my lingerie set was?
White.
Bitch, why wouldn't it be? Like, premeditated. Fuck. So all fucking day, I wore a lingerie set, which was dope. Sure, it was great. And he was just like, and I caught him looking at me, and I was like, oh my God. And he's like, hey, you want to drop shroom tonight? And I was like, yes, of course. And I set the expectation already. That's where it started. I was like, we're going to drop shroom. He's going to open up to me a little bit because that's what we kind of need. We feel this disconnection where he's going to be authentic. I'm going to be able to crack into what the fuck's going on with this guy. And I'm excited. But he didn't bring that much, just enough. It was a solid microdose, enough to just get out of your feels a little bit, out of your head for a second. We dropped shroom and we're watching the stars. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. We had this moment too where we fucking experienced it was a UFO situation. Like we experienced something funky out there. And we're like, cool. We're smoking all day. We had great food. I got my shit taken care of. I'm good. Actively bleeding, but I'm good. And we're starting to feel the shrooms. And we're hanging out, right? And we go in the yurt because it's getting cold. It's the middle of the night. It's probably like 2 o'clock. We've been frying for a little bit. I go in there and I'm laying on his chest. And I've had these moments in my shroom journeys where I've been able to connect with people on a weird level when we're journeying together. And I'm laying on him and I'm breathing him in and I'm literally just trying to channel or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, fucking let me in, man. Let me in, lawn chair. And his energy was like,
let me sit down, lawn chair.
Unfold this heart. Let me sit on it, fool. Let's go. And he's like, his energy was like, no, thank you. Not, no, thank you. No, no, thank you. And I was like, Let me ask again. Let me in, lawn chair, please. No, thank you. And I was like, huh. And I look up at him and he's like this. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to ask again. Let me in, lawn chair, please. I just want to know more about you. No, thank you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to drop it right then and there. And I start reeling. Does this guy even like me? He fucking hasn't touched me this whole fucking time, the whole fucking period thing. He's so evasive. And I'm spinning up in my fucking head. And he immediately, without missing a beat, gets up and he's like, I'm going to go outside and smoke for a second. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I wonder if he felt my energy, my witchy woo-woo. And I was like, oh, let me in. I need to read your mind. And I was like, I freaked him out, bro. I'm fucking just spinning. He's out there for a half hour. Mind you, you can see through this.
And what were you doing?
Spinning. Just in here, I was like, I think I need to tuck some tissue in my crotch because I'm bleeding everywhere. And I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Didn't bring an extra pill. Spinning. Does he like me? Does he not like me? Is the last time I'm going to hang out with him? Because he's pretty dope, but he's also weird and I don't know what's going on. Blah, blah, blah. Comes back in 20, 30 minutes later, lays back down. And I was weirded out because we're not hooking up and I was kind of feeling vibey a little bit. We're hanging out. And I take my set off and I'm laying on him and I'm just like, what are you thinking about? And I'm mind you, fucking reeling. What are you thinking about? And he's sitting there and he looks so deep in thought and he's just looking around. He's like, do you think all of this is made out of oak, solid wood? This is a solid fucking yurt. Do you think all of this is made out of the same wood? Because the floor looks a little different, but God, this is a well-made yurt. They don't make them like this anymore. And I was like, what?
So you don't love me?
We've been dating for 3 months. Usually people propose right now to me and I have to be like, respectfully, no. You're not my type. He was like, because look, even the stitches in the ceiling, look at this. I could fucking build a yurt. And he was like, God, this is built well. Look at this. And he's reaching back this is great. Anyways,
he took that so literally. What are you thinking about right now? He's like, oh, how
and
cool
I was
this yurt is.
Fucking men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Yeah, it is a well-built yurt. You could probably make one. Good night. And we fucking went to sleep, bro. The next morning is the day we check out, right? This fool was up at the butt-ass crack of dawn, fucking gets up, doesn't speak to me the whole fucking time. He's packing up shit, cleaning up shit, just, and I was like, yeah, I didn't want breakfast either. Gross. And just fucking packing everything up. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm laying there. I was like, fuck that fool. I'm not a morning bird. I'm sleeping till the sun fucking comes up. Mm-hmm. And I'm snoozing. I'm like, whatever, right? And I fucking get up and I could tell I'm irritating him at my glacial pace because you know me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fly. I was like, I'm going to smoke a gem. I'll fucking go potty. I'm going to fucking chill. And he's just fucking taking shit down to the truck, packing shit up, sweeping and shit. And I was like, okay. So I get dressed and get my fucking shit. I packed my own bag. When we were unpacking, he took all my shit. Packing up, he didn't touch any of it. He fucking cleared a whole.
What did you
And
do?
so I was like, what did I do? What did I do?
That's literally.
I was trying to pour it into a soul. Oh, you're stupid witch. Like, I was like, oh my God, I should have just
He said no, thank you. He did not respect his boundaries.
3 times on a spiritual level. And fuck. And I was like, fuck. Yeah, it's probably the last time I'm gonna kick it with this dude. That sucks. Like, he's a dope ass dude, but I just can't figure him out. He probably doesn't like me. It's whatever. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And so get in the car, driving home, we have some of the best conversation. He opens right. I mean, he's just talking to me about his shit, his fucking mom, all this shit. And I was just like, huh? We're driving back and I was like, straight up lawn chair, I gotta ask you a question. He's like, oh, fuck. And I was like, yep, you know what's coming, brother. I was like, because people who come off of a weekend like that have certain expectations and I need to make sure that I got the right expectations. Like, what do you want out of this? Like, where are we at with this? And he was like, you know what's so crazy is that we were fucking shrooming. I was looking at you. You were just like sitting there in your fucking shit. And I was like, God damn, what do I want from this chick? Like, what is going on here? He's like, because you are something. And I was like, oh, am I? There's the validation.
Then why didn't you fuck me?
Why were you like obsessed with me this whole time? Like, I'm so confused. And so he's like, no gas, no brake, right where we're at. And I was like,
No gas, no break.
I don't want to get closer. I don't want to get more intimate.
I know, I get it, but I'm just like, God, where do people come up with this?
I was like, okay, you're such a gangster. Okay. No gas, no brake. I can do that. I was like, thank you. I can do that. Got it. Because that's kind of what I wanted to, because I was reeling, dude. I come off of that trip. We pull up to his house. He fucking hops out, takes all my shit, sets it right on the curb by my car, gives me a big old hug. And he was like, I'll see you soon. Okay. Gives me a kiss. And like, I was like, okay, like later, man. Like, and we got there early too, which helped me for the rest of my day because I had shit going on. After that, he's hitting me up all day, good morning, beautiful, good afternoon, sweetheart, good night, gorgeous. Huh? Okay. All right. Talk about no gas. Fuck. Okay. All right. And we hang out that weekend. Like, things were honestly,
I think you saw him once a week, right?
I started seeing him once a week. And I was like, talk about no gas, bruh. And he's like, can't wait for this season to wind down. September's my slow time.
Right, because his work was always the issue,
We're gonna
which
spend
I
more
still,
time
whatever.
together. The sex was still good. And I was like, okay, great. Okay, great. And then one fucking weekend, I go to meet up with him. And he ghosts my ass. Straight up ghosts me. Huh? I beg your finest fucking pardon. I don't like being ghosted.
Oh, you were so pissed.
I was rage. I was so fucking mad. I just spit as how mad I was. And I was like, what the fuck? And we didn't talk for 2 weeks because I wasn't uncling. And the thing is, too, is like, I'm anxious avoidant. I don't fucking want to give you validation. You're going to give me validation. It's what it is. I'm healing through it, okay? I'm also emotionally unavailable, which he is too. Because I took right after I was at his house that second time, fucking caught his last name on his piece of mail. I went on a massive rabbit hole search. I know everything about this man. Everything. I know what brand the lawn chair is. I know what textures he's made out of. All of it. And I know everything about him.
And he was just divorced.
Freshly divorced.
Yeah, so that's, you got to add that. So he was
Freshly
emotionally
divorced.
unavailable.
And I was like, I wasn't quite the rebound girl. He'd already hit that. We're on here. But freshly divorced, we are both clearly emotionally unavailable. And yeah. And then we were at your wife's birthday dinner. And I had like 4 drinks.
Yes.
And I was like, and everyone was like, how's lawn chair? How's lawn? I was like, we're done with lawn chair. We're done talking about lawn chair. I don't want to talk about lawn chair
Because
anymore.
that's all you fucking talked about before that. So everyone's like, wait, what?
I was like, fuck, dude, this guy's a real G. Like, he makes me nervous. He matches
and
me.
I'm going to tell you that you try to portray that you don't want to be like you just want to have sex and move on. But for some reason, he had you twisted.
Had me twisted.
He had you twisted, and it was weird because everyone's like, wait, what? Are you wanting to date him? Like, that was the confusion. Do you want to date this lawn chair, or do you want to move? Like, what?
What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No. Yes. And they were like, where's lawn chair? And I was like, fuck that motherfucker. Like,
Then everyone was like, yeah, fuck
yeah,
that
fuck
guy.
him. That's fucking weird. You still
He's
haven't
weird.
talked to him?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? And I sent him a white flag emoji and I was like, lawn chair, I fucking give up. What happened? he was like, duh, fucking. I basically
He always had an excuse.
always had an
for
excuse.
it.
Basically, was like, I dug myself so deep because the time before that weekend when he blew me off, he basically asked for space to himself, which I respected, and I even gave him the choice: would you like to hang out with me, or do you need to decompress and be by yourself? And he was like, I need to be myself. I need just a fucking night to myself. And I was like, I feel that. Say less. All right then. And then he came back, clapped back, and was like, but tomorrow are you free? And I was like, no, fool, I got shit going on tomorrow. And he was like, oh, that's unwashed booty hole. And I was like, crazy, because that booty hole was washed and shaved and in lace literally right now. And that was kind of where we left off, right? And then he blew me out and then ghosted me that next following weekend. He's like, I feel like I dropped the ball last weekend.
And then didn't you send him a picture and he didn't reply?
That was in the beginning too.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm sorry. I was just trying to put it
I
together.
sent him a fire ass. I sent him a picture, like a picture I should get paid for on OnlyFans picture.
And again, red flag.
And he didn't respond for like 2.5, 3 days. And I was like, are you trying to ice me out? Because that is cold. And he was like, oh shit, no, sorry, I'm just traveling. And I was like, God damn. And that should have been it, quite frankly, because I would not tolerate that from anybody else. But the sex was so good. He's got his shit together, allegedly. You know what I mean? Got big ass nice truck. God damn it. And I was like, I just have never had this before. And then the hard part was too is I told him, I was like, then take me on a fucking date. Like after the Yurt, he took me on the fucking date. There was red flags littered in that red date.
Like you weren't connecting,
we
right?
weren't connecting.
Yeah.
Told me he didn't like the process of eating. It was a waste of time. And I was like,
And Amanda's like, I love food.
I was like, oh my God, this food is so good. How's yours? He's like, it's food. I was like, did you just fucking spit in my mouth? What'd you just say to me? It's food. That looks amazing. Can I have a bite? He was like, sure. And I was like,
probably didn't like that. He probably didn't like that, to
she's
be honest.
like, dude, she's the kind of girl that like doesn't order fries and then eats all your fucking fries and doesn't even ask if she can have one. She just eats it. Yeah. What? Open my door and then talk to me about that. I'll open my own door. It's fine. But anyway, the date had riddled with red flags. So there was just trinkets of shit throughout this whole thing. And I was just like, but I don't know. This could go either way for me. And what if he flies me up to Canada? That would be fun. Like just tripping, bruh. And I was like, white flag, what gives? And he's like, I basically thought you wrote me off last weekend when I asked for time for myself. I said, no, lawn chair. The biggest thing is that you communicated that with me. This lack of communication did you in.
You understand boundaries. Jeez.
I release you with love. I was like, peace, love, and good luck with you. I release you with love. And he was like, good luck to you because goddamn, like you are special. And I was just like,
don't say that shit after you've ghosted me for 2 weeks. I'm over it already.
You're stupid. And so I was like, whatever. Couple weeks go by. We re-engage. And I think when he hit me up that first time, we were faded. Something was up. I was under the influence. I think I was crossfaded. And I was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, right. It's been a couple weeks. Like, sure. What are you doing? Does it again. And I was like, Amanda, you fucking what? I was like, okay. Do you want to hang out? What you want to do? Stupid. Oh my
I remember
God.
being like, Amanda, no, we don't
like,
talk
I'm just gonna
to
sleep.
him.
We're just gonna sleep, pop, and I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna close the tab out. Okay. I just want one more final hurrah, huzzah. I just want to see him. And stupid girl. Like I was like, fuck, dude. So I had to I didn't block him, but I deleted the thread, dude. Like I was like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm good on all this. I'm good going back through our shit, looking at your pics. Like I'm fucking done. I'm good. And I had to close that out. And I was really just like sitting there. It taught me a lot. But like the thing is like I know these things. And I want these things and I don't want these things. And I even was straight up with him. I was like, you are anxious avoidant. You don't need my validation. And I sometimes don't need yours, but it's nice to hear. And you speak so highly of me, but what the fuck? And I was like, your communication sucks ass. And actually, no, it doesn't because you suck ass very well. It sucks just in general. And this is just not cool. And like, fool. You should have a lot more respect because we did some shit, bruh. Like we did some shit, bruh, and that's not cool. Like I was like, it sucks too because I even was like, I lost a little bit of respect for that communication. But good luck to you, And I fucking haven't talked to him since. And this town is too small, and we are too big, and rerunning the same fucking circles.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see that fool again,
Ugh,
and I'm just like. I'm ready. And that's the thing. Ever since then, I was like, every time I go into Boise, I'm like 10'd out. Like every time I'm like, okay, at least if I run into him, I won't be like, oh, hi, lawn chair. How are you? You look so healthy, so well.
What was your name again, lawn chair?
I can't remember. What was it?
Oh, man.
But it just taught, like, I do this every fucking time, Val. I do this every time.
Are you telling the listeners that or me?
Both?
Okay.
I do this every time. And that's how I know I'm not ready for a masked lesbian with a neck tattoo.
Not yet.
Not
you
yet.
deserve it, but you're not ready.
I'm manifesting it.
You know?
But the universe is like, bitch,
I
you're
think
not
you
ready.
need to do this unicorn little venture first, and then maybe it will kind of
Absolutely
come into play.
And I think Satan was a great way to honestly get me back on the bar, dude.
Oh, Satan. I wore this color for Satan.
Hail Satan. I'm just kidding. No.
No, just a disclaimer. We don't worship Satan.
We don't worship Satan. We're not Satanists. I'm agnostic, in fact. So it is what it is.
Yeah, what she said.
And I'm on Hinge, right? I hit up this dude because I'm in a
fucking Hinge, Amanda.
Hinge. And quite frankly, I'm on Hinge because it serves me. Again, I'm not looking for the one.
Where she's not going to be on Bumble. We already talked about that.
And when I saw this guy, I was like, oh, shit. Head to fucking toe tatted. I'm talking tatted, daddy tatted.
Everyone was intrigued on Panda Fans because you sent a picture of them.
Screenshot it. I was like,
and they were like, wait, what? They all, because some of them didn't know that lawn chair was out of the picture.
Yeah.
So they're like, what the fuck? What about lawn chair? And you're like, no, he's done. We're on to this shit.
I was like, I'm back at it. I'm back at the singledom, right?
Yeah.
5'8", like fucking sweet spot. I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh my God. And then Fitz pops in. She's like, that daddy goes to my gym. And I was
yes,
like,
people knew him. That's how small it is, you know? Like,
he works out. Okay, great.
Yeah.
She was
and
like,
she confirmed, like, in person, he really does look like that. So that helped your mindset, too, because you just never know.
gave me that blue check mark, verified. I was like, oh, I'm fucking sitting on it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. And I was like, I'm going out with him this weekend. Like, I'm going to see him Saturday. La, 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 la. We meet up. We look at each other. We're like, fucking, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, we don't need to be here.
What
are
a
we doing?
vibe.
We go straight to his fucking house, okay? Here's why we call him Satan. Okay? Let me tell you something. I pull up. And I'm fucking tired, right? Oof, shit. And I'm wearing some shit too. Even the outfit I was wearing, he was like, mind you, I'm in heels too. This fool's 5'8" on a good day. Okay. I showed up in like 2.5-inch heels. I am 6'2.5", fucking 230. Hi, I'm here for the party. And he was like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, hey.
He's like, you're so pretty.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You want to come in my pocket? And I go up. I texted them. I sent him my location. I'm like, dude, apartment D's 103.
Yes, you sent the full location, which I appreciate. Yeah.
I walk up. He beats me there.
Yeah.
He beats me there. She answers the door in a fucking sweatpants, no shirt. Like, just fucking, he got home, got comfy fast. And there's a pentagram on his fucking door made out of sticks. Very Blair Witch, very cool, whatever, you know. And a pentagram is the star, you know, has a circle, so pentacle specifically. But it's just a spiritual guide for protection, you know. I was like, oh, he's a witchy woo-woo. I witchy woo-woo. We're good. Let's talk witchy woo-woo. I go in and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know it's the vibe. And I think for a guy, he had his apartment together. He was decorated.
It was clean, you said, right?
It was clean. He was a plant daddy. There was plants fucking everywhere. Had a decent smell to it because I'm a sniffer. That's my witchy gift. It's my sniff and nothing smell off. And like, oh man, I love to in Panda Fans. He said I sent this fucking picture and he had his nails painted red and they were like, oof, those all 10 red flags. I was like, one for each of my traumas, bro. Like, I need this.
But some guys like do that are all tatted like that. They have their, I mean, it's that didn't shock
love it.
me.
No, I love it. I love guys that are like that who are, and also very androgynous. Yeah. Anyways, I come in, he's cozy, and I look around, it's like Asian themed inspired, and I was like, interesting. Like he's got tapestries. I was like, interesting setup. And he was like, yeah, you know how like when you walk into a Chinese buffet and like all that stuff, he's like, I used to love that shit as a kid, and that's my inspo. And it was like black and gold and like just tapestries and shit. And I was like, okay. And then the more I looked around, the more I was like, this is weird. Like there's some weird stuff, not the Asian shit, the other shit. And I was like, I gotta fucking film this for Panda Fans because nobody gonna fucking believe me. And we're sitting there and we're he's a yapping guy. I don't get a word in edgewise, which that's weird. And I'm like, okay, interesting. Interesting. And he was like, he's a barber. He cuts hair. And he's like, oh my God, like, is everything real? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's great. That's great. And we're just talking. I was like, okay. I was like, you got interesting stuff. He's like, do you want to see my stuff? And I was
And
like,
this is after you had sex?
no, this was right before.
Oh, okay.
The after part was when he showed me his son's room. And his
Oh,
son was
okay.
even weirder than he was. And
Yeah.
it's cool. It's fine. No judgment. And so I was like, yeah, I want to see your stuff. And we walk through and he's showing me and I was like, this is getting a little weird, dude. And he shows me his bathroom. And that's what I put on Panda Fans first because I went in there post-coitus. So I was like, I was like, you guys, what the fuck? Because I was sitting there peeing and I was like, oh my God, this is weirder upon second look. And there is probably 100 or so 4x6, all black framed picture frames with all sorts of different pictures in each one. And some of them are like scary movie people. Some of them are horror, gore.
Yeah.
Some of them were just like just weird like spiritual
like tattoo
shit.
stuff too.
Yeah,
like
arty,
kind of,
super artsy, but very dark, demonic, some shit. And I was just like, okay, all right, yeah, no, there's more. Oh, there's more. Oh,
all
fuck.
around. It was like all around.
I loved the artistic expression. His fucking like shower curtain was like a crazy gory thing. I was like, okay, no, it's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's whatever. And I come out of the bathroom and he's like, and this is my altar. And I was like, I see that. And I've seen quite a few altars. I have a lot of friends who have altars for different stuff, whether it's your Jesus shit and you want to do that, whether it's your crystals, whether it's fucking whatever this shit. I was like, huh. And he was like, well, these are my 2 voodoo dolls. And the clothes that were made from these voodoo dolls were from people that they dug up out of these graves and made their clothes with. And I was like, is your house haunted? Like, do things follow you? He's like, no, I'm actually pretty normal. It's pretty chill here. Good energy. And I was like, yeah. And what's that? He goes, oh, that's my mummified pig heart. And I was
mummified
like,
pig heart. I couldn't think of what it was. I'm like,
yeah. No, that looks cool. And it was like stabbed through with like this knife, like
fucking
thing,
like Snow White. So
okay.
at any point for the listeners, because I know you were at any point, were you like scared? Like,
no.
Yeah, that's
the thing is because like his energy was right. He had a safe look in his eyes. Like his voice was good. And quite frankly, in my back pocket, I was like, I can fucking take this fool. I'll fucking dump him. I was like, I will fucking dump this guy's ass. I'll put a bow in his neck and I'll run out. Like I got it.
Just take the pig heart and shove
he
it
was
in his
probably
mouth.
like 5'8", $130.
Yeah.
I got him. I was like, he works out and I know it. But I'd give him a fight for sure. But no, I wasn't worried. He didn't have that energy.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, seeing that all around you,
Yeah.
first thing I thought was serial killer, but I have to remember that serial killers don't probably have anything on their walls.
Oh, dude.
Except,
or like, what's that smell? Is that your fridge?
Yeah,
Like,
that's like what it is.
He had good energy. And at no point in time did I feel uncomfortable. He didn't push. Like he was a vibe. He's a good person.
Yeah.
And that's the judgment shit, right? Where I was like, if that energy was off, I'd have been the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at this altar, and the more I look, the more disturbing it gets. And he was like, I was like, what are those? And he goes, oh, that's my jar of puppy tails. And I was like, ruff, ruff, like, he's like, my friend's a veterinarian, and he called me, and he's like,
see, that's weird.
I've been collecting weird shit for a long time, and the longer it gets, the more people know that I like weird shit. So people give me weird shit now. It finds me. I don't even have to go get it half the time. But yeah, it's about 7 or 8 in there, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, and what's in there? And it was just this silver heart box, and he goes, oh, those are all the teeth I collect. And I was like,
but see, serial killers keep teeth for like trophies, dude. That's the first thing I thought about.
What do you mean? And he was like, oh, my son's teeth are in there, and people just kind of come through my barbershop and give me weird teeth because I got weird shit on my barbershop stand. And I was like, you know what's funny is I'm getting my wisdom teeth pulled out next year. And he was like, can I have them? I was like, I mean, sure, buddy. Like,
if the teeth thing would have happened before, would you still be turned on by him?
It did happen before. I fucked the dog shit out that brother. Are you kidding me? That was some of the best sex, dude. I had a great fucking time. Oh, he was so fun. Oh, all 5'8" of them. Oh my God.
Are you gonna go back?
I don't know. Because both of us play this game now.
Can I have your wisdom teeth?
So I was just curious. You had mentioned you were going to get your wisdom teeth. And I was like, okay, no, there's great stuff here. There's a lot of stuff. And the one thing that I wanted to touch, and I'm so curious. It was a black book, and on it wrote Satan. And I was like, And he was like, don't touch it. No, touch it. Don't touch it. We don't touch it. I don't want to touch it. Don't touch it. And I was like, okay, no, I don't want to touch it. But my curiosity, like, what's in it? I need to know. And it was like dusty. And like he had a bunch of other dark books. Anyways, we go into his room. He's got like sexy demonic art. It was actually a vibe. And like I was writing him reverse cowgirl and I was looking around and I was like, oh my God, this is actually very artsy. But oh my God, is she fucking herself with a crucifix? Like I was like, what is happening? Wine in hell. Let's be present, Amanda. Like, what? I'm here. I'm pot committed. We gotta go. And the thing is he didn't have that big of a dick. It was an average sized dick. And I asked him, and when we were all out for drinks, me, you, and Fitz, I asked him for a dick pic twice. He sends me 2, but he was all fucking coy about it.
Yeah, it was like just his pants right there. Yeah,
coy about it. I was like, oh, okay, then he's got a small dick.
Not that she shared it to anybody.
No, I didn't put that in Pan of Fans.
No,
I didn't.
No.
But you were there, and I opened it, and I was like, ha. And we took bets on if he had tattoos on his dick or not.
Yes, we did.
I was like, it's either a piercing or a fucking tattoo, dude. He had tats, 3 of them, and I was like, oh my God. What is that? So,
do they charge you more to get a tattoo on your dick?
I don't know. He just said it hurt real
curious.
bad. I was like, is that a lightning bolt?
Hey, I bet he traded like, hey, if you tattoo my dick, can I have some of your teeth?
That's 2 of my things. What are you going to give me? I will not put a hex on you. But I did ask him. I was like, are you a Satanist? And he was like, no, I don't believe in labels.
Then what the fuck is he?
He respects the art. And he was like, I love the gore. I love all the shit. I was like, I see that. And he's like, I'm fucking weird. And he was one of those guys. I was like, I'm fucking weird. It is what it is. You like me, you hate me, you don't. People prejudge me and it's whatever. And I was like, yeah, I would be missing out on this authentic human experience because I was, no, I'm stepping in.
I'm sorry. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, no, he was crazy. And we were joking too because when we were texting dirty like the day before. And he was like, oh man, you got my favorite type of pussy. And I was like, what? And this fool was rotten. Oh my God, the shit he did was rotten. I was like, oh. Oh my God, okay. And he didn't have a big dick, but it was small, it was perfect, and it curved down. So that was another thing where I was like, I'm going to flip right on this. We got to see what this is going. He was great. And what made him great was not only his free spirit, but he was very vocal. And I'm a chatty cat. He was chatty. Oh, filthy daddy. I was like, oh my God. And I even put in Fan of Fans, I came, which that never hasn't been happening lately. I will say, I think lipo, we had that thing about lipo and how I feel everything's kind of been shifted a little bit. So that's helped. But this fool was rancid. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. And honestly, he was just like, yeah, it was great.
He was just a good lay.
He was a good lay.
Yeah.
And he showed it too. And like, honestly, respect. I think we both had that, like, we're here for the cardio. Like we're here for the sport. We have respect for that. And yeah, it was good, safe, consensual, awesome, great sex. And we're laying there afterwards and we're both just kind of pillow talking chatty, right? He's got tattoos everywhere. I'm looking like on his ass. I'm like, dude, do you have fucking tattoos everywhere? He's got tattoos everywhere. He's telling me all the stories about these tattoos. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom. I Snapchat Panda Fans and I let the snap keep running. I come out of the bathroom. He's giving me a tour of his son's room.
How does he not know he's on Snap?
Nobody does. I'm so good.
How do you hold it?
I just had it in my hand against the thing and I had it locked and I was just walking around. God. And he was like, do you want to see my son's room? And I was like, I'm fucking like just in my thong. And I was like, yeah, sure. And his son's got like Art the Clown and like horror, gory stuff in his room. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to go. Okay.
Well, think of what his dad has.
Yeah.
He's just going to follow suit.
Love that. And he's got a good kid and a good relationship with his baby mama. And we're like getting dressed and doing all this shit. And I was like, oh, this is so crazy. Like, you're such an interesting feller. Like, okay. And he was like, yeah, you better get going before my husband gets home. And I was like, are you bi? Because I was like, oh my God,
this is a dream.
Are you bi? And he was like, oh, no, I'm not. And I was like, oh, is that a joke? And he was like, no. And I was like, I don't know what's satire and what's not. Like, what are you saying to my face right now? And he was like, oh, no, I'm married to a dude. And I was like, huh? And he was like, well, like a few years back, like I needed health insurance really, really bad. And my buddy just got out of a nasty divorce and she took him for fucking everything he was worth. And quite frankly, it just worked out for us to go and they Idaho made it legal. And so we went and you do. And we fucking We showed up for it, and he's like, still to this day, he's got free haircuts for life, and I got real fucking good health insurance. Me and my son are taken care of. He's one of my best friends. And I was like, does he live here? And he's like, no, he's got a nice ass pad in fucking Boise. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, no, he's my buddy. I don't see him, but like, we're cool. And I was like, me and my friends joke about that a lot. Like, we should fucking do that. And we moved down. We go sit down on his couch, and I'm like getting my fucking shoes on and shit, my heels on, and he's got this book on his fucking coffee table, The Last Weird Thing. And I was like, stupid girl. I was like, what's that? He goes, oh, this is my blood book. Your blood book? And he's like, mm-hmm. And he takes it, he like unravels it. And there's just like pages of different blood splats of things. And he's like, yep, these are just people that have come through my life that wanted to leave their mark. And this is their blood. Some of it's period blood. Some of it's regular blood. I used to have these little diabetes pricks. He was like, did you want to leave your blood? And I was like, kind of. I was like, I mean, I kind of do, like, for the plot, honestly. Like, I mean, kind of. And he's like, oh, fuck, we were looking around, couldn't find anything to prick my fucking hand with. And I was like, that's a sign I shouldn't leave my blood here. Like, I shouldn't leave any of my DNA in this place.
Oh, my God.
And he was like, yeah, anyways, well, maybe next time when you come back, we can put a blood prick in there and you bring me your teeth. And I was like, okay. And I remember, too, when I was giving him a hand, he was holding my hair. This is another thing that cracked me the fuck up. He was running his hands around, holding my hair. And he's like, fuck, your hair's real, too. Oh, my God, this is fucking sexy. I was like, thanks. I was like, appreciate that. Thank you. He's like, your fucking lips are real. Your hair's real.
Oh my God, you have wrinkles? I love it.
Are you fucking real? Yeah, dude, I'm fucking real. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yep. And so he was a great fucking time. I leave. I'm fucking walking in the park just I'm going to go to In-N-Out. I deserve that. Fucking snapping the girls in and out, shoving my fuck hole full of just double animal style protein. Just that was really great. I had such a good time. I think my favorite part was where you stuck out my toes. I'm honestly like, I had such a good time. I recommend. He's a safe adult. If any of you guys are single and want to go out, like, highly recommend. He's safe, clean, hairless too. Mole rat, bro. Not a fucking hair on this guy except for his head. And he had a beautiful haircut, styled perfect. He smelled great. Like, pitch shit, everything.
He probably hollers at all the girls at the gym, and they like some of them have fake hair, Botox.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
that's the trend these days, dude.
Yeah.
Everything, the faker, the better, kind of, and some. So I was just like, oh yeah, and his type is that type too, the tatted, like fucking, get your girl whatever you need. But yeah, that was fucking wow. But anyway,
Satan.
Yeah, back at the lawn chair, gonna go hit up this couple. Oh, Satan. And he was even too. He's like, nope, not a Satanist. Like, don't judge. And I was even asked him too. We were pillow talking. I was like, what do you think happens after we die? And he was like, don't fucking know. Don't fucking care. He's like, I'm too tied to this morality and this fucking timeline and this vessel to even give a fucking shit. I don't care. And quite frankly, it scares me to think about. And I was like, at least you're fucking honest, dude. At least I think we go to heaven, and I think the gates open, and I think we're prejudged in all of our transgressions. Yeah. Bitch, you don't fucking care.
Nobody
Shut
knows.
the fuck up. And he's like, don't know. I am tied right here, right now, and I am living it. And I was like, God, yeah, I'll take that. Amen. Amen, brother. But thank you for listening. That went a lot longer than I anticipated.
Yes.
We'll cut some shit out. It's fine. But at the end of the day, don't judge a book by its blood. Don't judge a blood book by its cover. Okay? Okay.
Or a tooth by its tooth.
Or a tooth by the container that it's in. Or it's a puppy tail by the jar of the lid. Okay? Like, it's just, he picked it up and shook it, bro. He was like 6, 7 in there. Those poor puppies. They don't want their.
Why is there?
Which brings us to our segment. He ain't it. Where we talk about things that make he, she, they, them. We don't discriminate. Ain't it? Okay. And I will tell you. There are some people, and I don't think having a jar full of puppy tails makes you ain't it. No, you don't makes you ain't it. Okay, I will tell you. And we can't use the ones. We actually have a TikTok that we have.
Yeah,
if you want to fight.
go check out our TikTok of we made this a trend, kind of. We got only 500 views.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it wasn't our best, but we, it's fine.
It's funny.
But here's a good one. If he doesn't accept you for your weird shit and the things that you do and your quirky hobbies and all the weird stuff that you're into, witchy woo woo and others, he ain't it. Facts.
I'm drawing a blank because I feel like I put so much brain power in that video that we did. Okay, if she is not okay with you watching Hamilton over and over and over and other shows, she ain't it, okay?
It's a habit. If you have to send them to the store because you're out of shit and they're like, hey, can you make me a list? Hey, can you tell me where the shit is at the store? And they call you while they're at their store like, hey, yo, I'm going to find it, so I'm not going to pick it up. Or like you're making something with pumpkin and they don't grab a fucking can of pumpkin, even though they think that you probably need it, but you didn't put it on the list, so therefore I'm not going to. Bitch, he ain't it. If she doesn't go down at you if she doesn't go down on you, like at all.
I'm getting punished.
Like at all, like ever, because it's not her thing. It's not what she wants to do, but like it's just one side reciprocation. She's like, I don't want to go down on you ever.
That is not true.
She ain't it.
But I am it.
I'm married to it, in fact.
I am it. I'm an all-around gal, minus that. Shit. Okay. I got to think about something about you.
I was like,
if she can't get anywhere on time, she ain't it.
Okay. If he ghosts you and doesn't communicate with you that he needs his own space because, I don't know, he's fucking stupid, he ain't it.
If he has excuses every time he doesn't show up to your date, he ain't it. That's easy.
Facts. If they genuinely like don't hold space for your feelings and they disregard your feelings and almost laugh it off or make jokes about it, and they'll be like, fuck, I was just kidding, bro, they ain't it.
That's a good one too. How many are we doing?
Just a couple till you feel comfortable. Give us a she one.
I know I'm trying.
Or like one of that are lesbian friends and their partner.
If they don't support you in what you do, and like say you're a bowler or you play slow pitch softball and they never come to that or don't even come to your birthday dinners, they ain't it. That's real, dude. I've watched that. And that is the hardest thing to watch happen to your friend. You know what I mean? Is it really real? I don't know.
If you get hospitalized and they don't show up to support you, but it's okay because you were like, I didn't want them to, they ain't it.
Ooh, and on that one.
Period. Thank you for joining our segment. He ain't it.
That was a good one. I can't wait to do it again when I can think.
Yeah. That's going to be a frequent flyer one. I stockpile those because, why not? So let's dive into the artist and song of this episode, of this week. These guys, oh my gosh. Okay, and you can find them on TikTok. I highly recommend. This is Pete and Bass, okay? B-A-S, single. All right, this is a hip hop duo. Ooh. And they have truly taken just music by storm, and they have flipped ageism on its fucking head, okay? These guys are comprised of Peter Bowditch and Basil Belgrave. And these are two rappers well into their 70s. You heard that right, into their fucking 70s. And their age, honestly, defies expectations. These guys are fucking bad men,
I can't
dude.
wait to listen.
They're so good. And their music truly does resonate with a wide audience, but they had a debut single, Shut Your Mouth, and quickly gained traction, showcasing their raw talent and fearless approach to rap. But this duo's music, it reflects their life expectations, like everything that they got going on, and all of their fun time spent in London. So they're based out of London, the UK. And their sound and also their music videos have a lot of vivid imagery, social commentary, and it's fucking funny. When you play back the lyrics, sometimes I gotta go and read their lyrics because their accent's so thick. Well, I'm feeling wavy. I'm like, what the fuck that even mean, right? And you read it and now it's in context and it is so fucking funny. But yeah, they got songs like The Old Estate and Denson Pig White, I don't know what that one is, but paint a picture of their life in the local area, capturing the essence of the working class culture as well. And their voices complement each other so much. It's like the best audio tennis match when they go back and forth, because they'll either hop on the same or they'll go spat for spat, basically line for line, and it is so fucking good. They've truly become cultural icons, and they're really, I think, challenging that age's stereotypes that come with that, and also just how in tune with culture they are. And I'm really loving it. on their authenticity, their unwavering dedication to their craft, and they remain true to their roots. And they create music after song after song after song, and they're partnering with a lot of different producers as well. And a lot of people are hopping in line to work with them because they are so unique. Their shit off the dome too. Their freestyles, you're like, no fucking way. But their rise to fame, and also they're getting a lot of fucking traction on TikTok. It's a testament to the power of music to transcend generations and inspire change. Their story serves as a reminder that age is just a number, and their passion knows no bounds. As they continue to release new music and tour the world, their impact on the music industry is undeniable.
Ooh.
Now, I picked the song Plugged In because it's so fucking great. And they partnered with Fumas the engineer because this guy heard them and was like, I have to get on this fucking track. And so, yeah, they've done great. And the best part was, too, is the tall guy, the one with the deeper voice, he got shot like a couple of weeks ago on a fucking drive-by. These guys are fucking gangsters, dude. He made it, got out of the hospital and made a TikTok and was like, I got your fucking number. Like, I'm coming for you. And they're fucking true, original, just awesome guys. And quite frankly, like, I'm so glad Brandon found them and shared them with me. He was like, check these guys out. And I was like, that's not their voice. I thought it was a joke. I was like, that's not their voice. It absolutely fucking is. Don't sleep on these guys. They are so fun. They're so entertaining. Go check them out. But this song in particular, Plugged In by Pete and Bass. Thank you guys so much.
Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, maybe the X.
Maybe the X. Until next Sunday.